All right, let's talk about something we've all been through. Feeling sick, heading to the doctor, and then struggling to find the exact words for what's wrong. Today, we're going to break down that whole conversation so you can navigate it with total confidence.
You know, that feeling, right? You feel absolutely awful. You finally get that appointment, and then your mind just goes blank. It's kind of stressful trying to describe your symptoms perfectly. Well, we're going to fix that by walking through some of the key vocabulary you'll hear and need to use.
Okay, so it always starts with that first little sign, doesn't it? That feeling where you know something's just off.
And this is a super common way to say it. I think I'm coming down with something. You're not full-blown sick yet, but you can feel it starting to creep in. It's the perfect phrase for those very first signs.
So what does coming down with actually mean? Well, it's all about that start of an illness. You could be coming down with a cold, the flu, you name it. It just means you're right at the beginning, when those first annoying symptoms are just starting to show up.
Okay, so you've made it to the doctor's office. Now comes the important part, getting specific about how you're really feeling. This is where the right words are absolutely crucial.
Now this is perfect. Instead of just saying, I don't feel good, you're giving the doctor specific clues to work with, a sore throat and a bad cough. This is exactly the kind of detail that helps them figure things out fast.
And let's break down sore throat. The word sore just means something hurts or aches. You know, like a sore muscle after a workout. Well, it's the same idea. It's that painful, scratchy feeling that makes every swallow a little bit miserable.
And then the doctor says this. Now notice what's happening here. They're not just listening to your words. They're listening to the sound of your voice. And that sound gives them another big clue and a great new word for us. Croaky is all about how you sound. It's that deep, rough voice you get when your throat is really bothering you. Honestly, the best way to think about it is that you sound a bit like a frog. You know, croak. If someone says you sound croaky, that's what they mean.
All right, so you've explained how you feel. What's next? Usually, the doctor's going to want to do a physical checkup to get a better look and gather some more intel.
And they're usually going to check a few key spots. They'll take a peek down your throat, look in your ears, maybe tap around your sinuses to see if they're blocked up, and of course, listen to your chest. Every single check is like finding another piece of the puzzle.
This is something they find all the time, especially with a sore throat. The doctor's looking at your tonsils, those little bits of tissue at the back of your throat, and sees that they're bigger and redder than they should be.
So when the doctor says swollen, what are they talking about? It's pretty simple, really. It just means a part of your body has gotten bigger than usual. Think about what happens if you twist your ankle. It gets all puffy and swollen. It's the same idea with your tonsils when you're sick.
And then you might hear something like this. This is a great one. It's a bit more casual, but it's a really common way for a doctor to describe that you're super congested.
So what in the world is bunged up? Well, it's just a really good way of saying that everything feels blocked. Your nose, your sinuses, that whole area just feels stuffy and full. It's the perfect term for that heavy-headed feeling you get with a really bad cold.
So, after the exam is done, the doctor puts all the pieces together and gives you a diagnosis. This is where they tell you what's wrong and, more importantly, what you need to do about it.
Now, this part is so important. Imagine you ask, "Can I go to work tomorrow?" And this is the answer. It's a very firm no, and the reason why is critical for not just you, but for everyone around you.
And contagious is a really key word here. All it means is that you can easily pass the sickness on to someone else. Colds, the flu, they're super contagious. That's exactly why the doctor is telling you to stay home, to stop the germs from spreading.
Okay, last part of the visit, let's talk about the game plan for getting you back on your feet. This is usually going to be a mix of some medicine and just plain old taking care of yourself.
So the doctor will usually lay out a clear plan, kind of like this one. You might get antibiotics to fight an infection, some medicine to calm your cough, and maybe even an inhaler to help you breathe a little easier.
And that inhaler? That's for when you feel breathless. You know that awful feeling, right? Like you're running for a bus and you just can't catch your breath. That's being breathless. The inhaler helps open things up so you can take a good, deep breath again.
But you know, pills and medicine are only half the battle. The doctor will also give you these instructions, which are just as important. You've got to rest, drink lots of water, and yep, stay home from work. And they'll give you that doctor's note to make it official. And you've probably heard this a million times, drink plenty of fluids. But why is it so important?
Well, it's to avoid getting dehydrated. When you're sick, your body uses up a lot of water. If you don't replace it, you get dehydrated, and that can make you feel even worse and make it take longer to get better.
See? Knowing just a few of these words can make a huge difference. It helps you understand what's happening and lets you be a real partner in your own healthcare. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. What's the one question you should always ask your doctor to make sure you leave feeling clear and confident? Mull that over. It could change your next doctor's visit completely. Thanks for tuning in.